Hello there, it's Chef Sammy. All right, welcome back. Today I am going to be making some onion rings for the first time. Now, first things first, you want to wash your hands, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the ingredients that we need. Yes, I am using peanut oil for this recipe. Normally people will just use the vegetable oil, but I am not using vegetable oil. I am going to be using peanut oil. Okay, now what you're going to need is some onions, 2 large eggs, some whole milk, some plain bread crumbs, your executive knife, a cutting board, a whisk, a fork, 3 bowls for your breading, your measuring cup, a measuring glass or Pyrex, and of course a deep fryer. All right, I prefer you wash your hands again because you were just touching everything. And then you're going to go ahead and take your knife. You're going to run it under really cold water. And then you are going to slice your onion. Why am I telling you to run your knife under cold water? It's because it's going to keep that onion from burning your dang eyes so bad, okay? All right, so once you have those slices, you are going to go ahead and measure out your milk, as well as grab your eggs. And what you're going to do is you are going to put your eggs inside of the milk. Then you are going to grab your whisk and you are going to whisk those together, okay? Don't forget to put your flour in a bowl because it's going to be that 3-step process: silver bowl and the breadcrumbs. All right. So once everything is all nice and sliced, you're not going to use all of that onion. Preferably, you could probably use maybe about 1 onion instead of 2. But I was fixing enough for at least 8 servings. So yeah, 2 work for this recipe. Now, when you go ahead and you mix your eggs and your milk together, you're going to set that to the side. Now, it's very important that you already have your pan lined with your paper towels if that is what you're going to be using. Make sure that that deep fryer is ready to go. I keep mine on about 325 with that peanut oil in there. We don't want to burn it. And we're going to go ahead and get started. This is going to be pretty messy, okay? A lot of times when I'm messing with the 3-step breading process, my hands get really icky and gooey, so I can't really show you my hands during the process because I'm washing my hands a lot. But yeah, here's the tip. When you are making onion rings, it is best for you to put those onion rings in some water because that will help it grab that flour and the breading a little bit better. I did not use any water, and as you've seen how my onion rings turned out. So what you do is you're going to take your onion slice, you're going to dip it into the flour and then into the egg and milk mixture, and then you're going to put it into the bowl of the breadcrumbs. Now, when it gets to the point where you're going to put the egg mixture into the breadcrumbs, you got to move very quickly. Otherwise, it's not going to coat properly and you can't go in reverse. Once you mess up, you're just going to have to throw it out. Okay? And then you're going to repeat that process. So what I did is I repeated the process until I had 6 onion rings. And then I went ahead and I dropped those 6 onion rings inside of the deep fryer. This is when you need to have your fork ready to go on the side. I took that fork, and what I did was after the onion rings started to fry for about 2 minutes, I used a fork to flip them over and then let it cook for another minute and a half, almost to 2 minutes. And then I was able to pull those onion rings. So I was breading them 6 at a time and then going ahead and deep frying them. My oil, someone must have turned it up because that oil was super clean last time. Luckily, I wasn't preparing this for a client, so it did not matter. But yeah, you repeat that process from the onion rings, and then soon you'll have a full tray of onion rings. And yeah, I love the way the onion rings taste. I love the way that the onion rings came out. They had a decent texture. They were good. Even when I went back to reheat them, I turned on the Cuisinart air fryer digital oven and I put it on 325 degrees and I let it heat for about 7 minutes to go with the rest of the seafood. But yeah, this was a very, very user-friendly recipe. You didn't really have to go out and run around and try to find Valdalia onions or anything like that, something that you really should use in the first place. But I figured since I had my onions, I just want to go ahead and use them. I'm not being picky, and I think everything turned out great. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch the video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please, please, please do subscribe, watch my other content, and this is the end of the video. Okay, bye.